on this Food City Friday. Once again, we welcome Chef Julie to the kitchen. And Julie, you got a lot of ingredients out here, and it looks really good.
Doesn't it smell good too?
It does.
Oh, it smells great. Now this is the idea of a shrimp boil.
Okay.
But you can bake it in a sheet pan in your oven.
Oh.
And so it's just, you get all those wonderful flavors. And one thing I like about it is you can add stuff you would never boil. So I'm calling it a shrimp boil bake.
Okay.
And you can kind of do your own variation on this at your house, but I'm going to show you what I put in mine. And the trick is to put them in at the right order, because obviously you don't want to put your shrimp in first.
No, cooks really quick.
Exactly. So the first thing we start with are potatoes. Aren't these beautiful?
Oh, those little,
aren't those that beautiful?
Yeah.
Yes. So Food City has these, little ones in a bag. They're already washed and ready to go. So I boiled them in water, salted water, for about 10 minutes and slid them. It's about 1 pound of potatoes.
So you boil them first.
Boil them first, salted water, 1 pound.
Okay.
And while that's going, you can take a sweet potato and cut it up into little chunks.
Okay.
Get some onion, cut that up into some
real
one
rough
onion.
chop.
Yep. Then get you 2 garlic heads.
Okay.
Cut the tops off because you're going to roast them.
Okay, very good.
And take you 2 lemons and cut those in half.
Okay.
So then what I also did when I was ready to put stuff on my tray is that I had a bowl, put some good olive oil in there, and some seasoning. If you want to hand me that over there. This is some Creole seasoning, Zatarain's Creole seasoning.
Wonderful stuff.
This is Sawyer's, which is like an Old Bay. You can do Old Bay, whatever you like.
Right.
And I tossed a little bit with that. And then you start with a 450-degree oven.
Oh, good and hot.
Or 425, I think, so forgive me for
425.
that. 425. Okay. Don't want to burn it, do we?
Right.
And then I put in the potatoes and the sweet potatoes. The garlic you put cut side down.
Now, do you rub those with olive oil?
You can.
Okay.
You absolutely can. But upside, and you'll do something with them later.
Okay.
Then your lemons and your onion, you put that in for about 15-20 minutes until you start to see your potatoes getting a little crispy.
Okay.
After that, you pull it out, and you're going to add some new stuff. You're going to take a sausage. And this is just a good beef sausage, but any sausage you like. An andouille, if you've got that, that would be perfect. Get you some fresh corn, cut it into 2-inch slices like that.
Okay.
I added some green beans because I think roasted green beans are delicious.
Yes.
And I added some mushrooms. Again, I tossed those things, not the sausage, but the other stuff in olive oil. You put that on there, let that bake for about 15 minutes.
All right.
And then the final thing is you get your shrimp. Okay. And I decided to add some cherry tomatoes because I thought those would be delicious.
And those cook quickly too.
They do. And so at that point, you kind of move the rack up in the oven a bit. And it only takes about 7 to 10 minutes. You don't want to overcook your shrimp.
Right.
Because they'll be rubbery.
They will
but
get rubbery.
You know how to tell when they're kind of pink and they start to curl and they're you can tell they're cooked through. And out they come. Isn't that beautiful?
It is a beautiful dish, and it's all on one plate.
It's all on one plate, and you can just set it in the middle of the table and eat. Now there's another thing you can do when you're done.
Okay.
You can take out the lemon and look at that beautiful caramelization on the lemon.
Yeah.
Isn't that wonderful?
You can squeeze it if you
want
to.
Well, you could, but what you can do is melt some butter.
Okay.
Put your lemon, squeeze it in there, the lemons and the
garlic.
And your garlic. Squeeze that in there, stir it around.
Ooh.
See?
Oh.
Lemon, garlic, butter, and serve that with it. People can dip it or you can drizzle it on the top. Put a little fresh parsley at the end to dress it up. And again, you can just set that in the middle of the table. That would easily feed 4 people.
Easily,
and you could even feed more than that. And it's just all the pieces are right there. It's just a really fun summer. Because it's summer, y'all. You ain't been outside, but it is summer.
It is summer.
It is summer.
Summer is here in full effect. But I love the fact, Julie, that not only is this not a whole lot of prep, some prep, but not a whole lot of prep.
But it's not too bad. It's not too bad.
And the thing is, you can customize it. If you don't like green beans, put asparagus. Put whatever you like.
Whatever you like, or leave stuff out, or add more. Maybe you want more shrimp. You want more corn.
You want some crab legs. Whatever you want to put on there.
You can do it. And again, you can play with your seasoning. You can make it spicier if you want it a little spicy, or go on the mild side if you want that. But we got the best ingredients of summer right there.
All right. Well, we're going to come back here in just a little while. She's going to show us a thing that a lot of people take for granted. It's how to cut a watermelon. We're going to talk about that coming up. But everything you've seen here so far, you can find at foodcity.com, and make sure you check out bakingwithjulie.com as well.